And that brings us to the main event here for PFL San Diego. If you're enjoying the content, hit that like and subscribe button, as we've got AJ McKee Jr. taking on Salamat Isbulaev. Isbulaev, I got him wrong, and I have to start off with an apology here. When you go back and look at the tape on this guy, you know, his 10-0 career, his level of competition is poor. Let's just say that. The guys that he's beating in his 10-0 career until his last fight in the PFL against Jesus Pineda, it wasn't all that. So it was really tough to get a read on him. He's coming out, he's getting these early finishes, and it's really tough to really get a gauge on how good his actual skill set is. He's very well-rounded. He's light on his feet. He's a physical specimen. The guy is absolutely jacked at 5'7" here at 145. But it's hard to get a gauge on how good he actually is when he's finishing low-level guys. And he proved me wrong in his last fight against Jesus Pineda. He was able to get that first round finish from the crucifix with elbows. He was able to take Jesus Pineda down with a well-timed takedown. On the feet, they was very measured. He really frustrated Jesus Pineda. And when he was able to capitalize and get the takedown, he carved through his guard like a knife through butter. And Isbulaev has a very decorated amateur background. Even though he's 10-0 inside of the professional ranks, this guy has been fighting on the amateur scene at the highest level for a very long time. So he is very, very well-rounded. So that 10-0 may as well be 30-0. The guy is very, very well-rounded. It's just a case of, is he going to be able to get this done when he gets these big names in front of him? And I was surprised he was able to pull it off against Jesus Pineda. Now he's got AJ McKee standing in front of him, a well-decorated grappler, 26 professional fights. He's obviously getting better in the stand-up, and we know with AJ McKee that he shines on the ground. He wants to look to take you back. He wants to be able to implement his grappling and his wrestling. Coming in here as the bigger guy at 5'10", you know, he wants to be able to take Isbulaev down, submit him. That's probably AJ McKee's his game overall, and what he wants to look to do in most of his fights, not just here against Isbulaev. I just don't see him being able to do it here. I just think that if he gets to the ground, I think Isbulaev is going to be able to sprawl. He's going to be able to scramble. He's going to be able to get into dominant positions himself. And I think on the feet, he's far too fast. If you look at him, he's darting in and out of range. He's lightning quick on the feet, not just with the hands, but the footwork. He's darting in and out of the pocket. He's landing shots. His hand speed and his foot speed is going to be a real problem for AJ McKee, not just for the striking, but his ability to be able to corral him, to be able to get a takedown. It's all well and good being the bigger guy, but if you can't get Isbulaev up against the fence to be able to corral him to get a takedown, it's going to be difficult to get a takedown out in the open. He's going to have to time that takedown, and even then, I think that Isbulaev has got the cardio, he's got the well-rounded ability to be able to scramble and get back to his feet or get into a dominant position, looking to do damage. All 10 of those wins have come via finish. So we haven't seen him dragged into deep waters, and I think that's going to be the best path to victory here for McKee. In this main event, he's going to have to bite down on his mouthpiece. He's going to have to trade with him, time a well-timed takedown, and really wear on Isbulaev. Get a lot of top control, wear on him, beat him up, go to the body when he's on the ground, really soften him up and drag him into deep waters and see what he's like when you drag him into those deep waters, because nobody's been able to take him there. And unfortunately, until we see that, I'm going to have to go with Isbulaev here. I just think that that finishing upside is definitely something to behold. He's very well-versed. He's going to be too fast, and I just don't see AJ being able to control him up against the fence here. So give me Salamat Isbulaev here to pull off. I guess it might be an upset. He might even be the favorite when the odds come out as a well-rounded guy who's 10-0 coming off of that upset against Jesus Pineda, but we'll have to see. But give me Isbulaev here to get this one done in this main event of PFL San Diego. And let's see who Carlos has got in this main event.
Okay, in this one, I'm going to go with McKee to get it done. And, you know, Isbulaev is he's a strong wrestler that's very quick, very strong, decent striking technique. But I just feel he's a bit undersized for the weight class. And, you know, maybe he's got all the good technique because he can strike pretty good. He does have good technique on his striking, and his wrestling looks solid. But I just feel that he just looks undersized for the weight class. And, you know, I also think that McKee, he's going to get him down a few times. But, you know, I feel that if this fight's going to be won, it'll be won in the scrambles, not in the takedowns, because I don't feel that Isbulaev can actually control McKee on the mat. It's going to be hard to get him down against the cage, you know, and it's going to be hard to keep McKee down. And I think Isbulaev striking, you know, like I was talking about earlier, it's a little tighter. It looks a little bit more dangerous, like he can hit a little bit harder. And it looks a little bit sharper than McKee. But neither one is very tactical striker. They just kind of throw it, and they throw it well. Isbulaev throws a hard strike out there, and McKee just kind of throws out there. You know, like you don't know when the hard one's coming, but most of them are touch strikes. But McKee does step in with every strike, so that's also going to create the chance for Isbulaev to get the takedowns, to successfully get the takedowns. But I don't know if he's actually going to be able to use that takedown. Once he gets it down, implement some ground and pound, and get some top control, I don't know if he can do that against McKee. McKee has had success against strong wrestlers like Ahmed Magomedov. He was able to he was taken down. He was able to stop some of the takedowns as well. But when he was taken down, he was able to reverse position to get to his back and get control. And, I just think Magomedov was a lot bigger than someone like Isbulaev. And I feel that if McKee can do that with him, he could probably do that with Isbulaev. And I just feel that this fight will probably be won in the scrambles. And although Isbulaev, I think, is the better athlete of the two, I just feel that McKee he's very difficult to keep in one spot. And with those long strikes that he's going to throw, it's gonna have to force Isbulaev to think how he's going to get inside without getting touched up. So I'm going to go with McKee to get it done. I'm just not too sure because Isbulaev's quick, he's explosive, and he might land something that might hurt him. So who knows? But I'm going to go with McKee to get this one done.